Good evening, everyone. This is Auriel Grace from A Gang of Girls Radio, and tonight Theo's going to be on. What? So we're starting a little bit early so we can get everybody tagged up and all that other fun stuff. It's going to be very fun for us. We're going to be taking questions from you about paranormal type experiences maybe that you've had. Maybe you want to understand them a little bit better, or like what it's like to be a psychic medium, because that's what Theo is. Theo's a psychic medium. I'm not really, I choose not to be, which he thinks is kind of funny, but it's okay. So we're gonna bring Theo in. Hi, Michelle. Hold on, let me get him up here going. Come on. Here he comes. Starting a little bit early to make sure we get everything. There he is. Hi, Theo. Hi. Okay, so before we start, we do have some announcements. And is you hear me okay, Theo?
Yep.
You can? Michelle, can you hear me okay? Hi, Rebecca. Okay. All right, cool. We do have a couple of announcements. Um, Theo and I are going to be in Chicago in October, at the end of October. We're going to do a couple of events. You can sign up for our newsletters. His webpage is psychictheo.com. Mine is arielgrace.net. Sign up for our newsletters for the announcements. And it's October 26th, 2019, 11 to 4 p.m. We're going to be doing the mystical, what's it called?
The Mystic Market.
Mystic Market. And it's at the Elmhurst Animal Care Center at 850 South Riverside Drive in Elmhurst. Okay, it's a fundraiser, and Theo's going to be doing readings, $20 for 10 minutes. And I'm going to be selling psychic story books and Lucy Prophet books and the Evie and Ella book. So, and some pendulums. And then for those of you who want to join us for Reiki 3, please let us know. You can let us know through email, and you can email us through our websites. Hi, Iris. But we're doing a Reiki 3 workshop. It's 10 to 4 on 10/27. Hey, Susan. And it's at ES Health at 1400 Renaissance Drive in Park Ridge. Okay. So let us know if you want to join us for either one of those events, or just go to the event, the Mystic Market. But for Reiki 3, we need to know who's joining us, because we're going to be making certificates before the workshop. So let us know. Okay. And you can let us know you can always email me at agangofgirlsinc@gmail.com. And again, it's agangofgirlsinc@gmail.com. I had a very upset client who's been emailing me, I don't know where. And so remember that, okay? And then Theo, what's
Not
your
surprised.
email address? Hey, Linda.
My email address is theo@psychictheo.com.
There you go. So there we are. And please join us, because we're going to want to see you. We're going to want to like say hi, shake hands, give you hugs, and all that other fun stuff. So tonight we're on, and we're going to be talking. If you have any questions about any kind of paranormal activity that you've been experiencing, if you have any problems, if you're having problems with it, if you need some help with it, let us know. We're going to be talking about what it's like to be a psychic medium. So let us know about that too. If you feel like maybe you've got the gift, because Theo can give you some, pretty good advice on what you can do to help yourself. So, because he is a psychic medium, I'm not. So the difference is that he can speak to those people who have passed on for you so that you can have closure or receive messages that you so want and desire from them. I don't normally do that, not unless one comes into session and knocks me on the head, and then I, get a message or whatever. So, because my readings are more about like trying to assist you with getting clear and help you move forward. So, there's kind of like a difference of what we do. And it's really cool too because, we do two different things.
Mhm. But similar.
Similar.
Different but similar.
Yeah. Hi, Selena. Hi, Vittorio. No, I'm not going to tag you. Or hi, Joe. I'm not going to tag you tonight. Yeah. Okay. All right. So if you miss any part of this and you want to watch this over again, you can. I'm going to upload it later. It goes up on YouTube. You can just look up Ariel Grace on YouTube and you can watch it again, or you can go to either one of our websites and they'll be uploaded on our websites as well. All right. So, Theo, how long, how did you know you were a psychic medium?
That took time. I mean, I knew I had experiences and I knew I was psychic from the age of 4. Actually, talking to dead people came years after.
What happened when you were 4?
I would just see figures going through walls, from one room to another room, going outside the house, different experiences like that.
Right. And so did you know that they were spirits, that they were, or did you just see them
I
just
did because being a sixth generation, it follows in my family. So I had my parents, my mom, my grandma, all of them being able to say, "Oh, that's so and so," don't be afraid of them. They're just checking in on us.
right.
So that took away some of the fear factor.
Okay, cool. So you weren't afraid of them. They were just being
Um,
who saw.
yes and no. If I knew them and I knew who they were, I wasn't. But when I would see unfamiliar things, yeah, you get that instant moment of shock and, oh, wait, they're here for a reason.
Right. Did your
Hmm.
did your mom and your grandma did they do readings? Did they assist people?
Um, in their own way, in their own way, my grandmother did the coffee readings, but it was more like come over to the house, have lunch, have a treat, and we'll do you coffee. It wasn't per se, oh, we're going to do sessions and stuff like that.
Hmm.
That's something that I brought to the forefront after college when I decided to follow my path.
So, okay.
Because we kept it very low key, and then I'm the one that pretty much exploded it.
Okay, so for those of you on the Gang of Girls radio page listening, Theo was talking about like his grandma would invite people over. She did coffee readings, and she was also a psychic medium. And there's 6 generations of psychic mediums. And so his grandmother used to invite people over for coffee readings after lunch. And so, but Theo is the one that took it to the next level and started doing classes and started doing readings professionally. So that's what he's talking about as far as being a psychic medium. So now here's the here's another question I have for you: Is you've told me, well, I know this, but you worked with police on cold cases.
Yes,
So
yes, I've worked on several cases, yeah.
And so when you work on the cold cases, are you touching things and getting information, or are you just receiving information from?
It's just like my psychic readings and sessions and everything. It's a mixture.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes I actually connect with the victim itself themselves, and sometimes if I go to the scene, it's I would see things either through their perspective, a third person perspective, or my empathy will take it to the next level. If I touch objects, yeah, that immediately takes me to the scenario and what happened.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
So, and what Theo is talking about here is that he has help with cold cases, and also that touching objects, he gets information. Sometimes the spirit actually connects with him, and also like from the information that is given to him, that's how he's able to solve those cases. So the other, and you do the same thing when you do paranormal investigations, correct?
Yeah, yeah. When I do paranormal investigations, I want to know none of the history of where I'm going or what the building or area is. I want to see what they show me first. And when I say they is spirit and who's ever haunting, I want to see what I acknowledge first before knowing any of the history of what I'm walking into.
Yeah, that's what I do. See, this is the thing where Theo and I both do the same thing. It's something that I enjoy a lot is going into places that are haunted and being able to clear them. Whereas he goes,
Hmm.
I go in to investigate, to listen, and see if anything wants to be cleared. Hey, Alexis. And Theo goes in to investigate. He can also clear houses as well.
Hmm.
Can you clear haunted people?
Yes.
Do you think that sometimes clearing haunted people is harder than clearing a haunted house?
Sometimes because you have to cut those cords, those attachments, and sometimes the, let's say, victim doesn't want to release
Hmm.
because they're used to having that energy around them.
Yeah, I've met some people that actually think that those attachments are spirit guides, and so they don't
Hmm.
want to let them go.
Right, right. Whereas you and I know the energetic difference
Hmm.
between spirit guides and these attachments.
And so spirit guides, and attachments. With an attachment, you're going to feel not centered, balanced, and grounded. Okay, and you'll be heavily influenced. Um, with a spirit guide or angel, they're going to give you information, and it's up to you to take it or leave it. It's yours. They say, hey, this would be a better idea, and it's up to you to decide if you
Hmm.
want to. You won't feel heavily influenced or heavy in that interaction.
Hmm.
So
And sometimes they keep you, they hold you back from moving forward or going on the next step in your path. They actually will keep you back
yeah. Hey, Darla.
to the point that you just feel comfortable with things and don't want to move forward. You don't want to take risks. You don't want to make changes.
Right, you just want to stay in the same cycle.
Hmm.
Want to keep cycling. So, and remember, you're gonna feel if you do happen to do a paranormal investigation, always put yourself in the disco ball so that the mirrors are facing outward. Anything coming towards you is less likely to attach you to
Hmm.
you. If you don't do that and you do get an attachment, you'll notice that you're going to start to feel differently, and just let someone know, let a psychic medium know that you have an attachment, and we'll be able to clear it off of you.
Hmm.
Okay?
Hmm.
It's not good to
And
there.
before I approach any kind of paranormal case or any type of work that I do, I always say lots of prayers before and after.
What kind of prayers do you say?
Um, some are my own. Others are just regular verses out of the Bible.
Oh,
The Lord's Prayer is one of the most significant and strongest prayers around. Um, Being Greek, of course, I say the traditional text, so it has more power to it because it's been around longer. So the energy with the words resonates more.
do you have you memorized it?
Oh, yeah.
Can
Oh, yeah.
Is it different from the King James version?
The translation is about the same.
Hmm.
The wording is really a different text. So yeah, but it still has the same
Feeling.
saying. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. All right.
And then of course, if I do a clearing or send a spirit, into the light and all that, I do, thank the energies above, thank God, thank Mother Earth, and then I go and touch a tree to just release any attachments that might have tried to attach themselves to me.
Yeah, because trees are very centering and grounding.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of my teachings, I did study with a shaman for a bit. So some of my teachings are a mixture of regular religion, metaphysical religion, and shamanism.
Can you tell us the difference between the three?
There's very little difference between the three. It's just in the ceremonies.
Okay.
But the blessings are the same. They just use different terms for the creator, for God, and earth, and for spirit guides and angels. They just have different terminologies. That's the only difference.
Okay, so Susan Todd is asking this. Does it really matter what you say as long as your intent is to protect yourself?
I would say yes to that because some prayers are older than others, so there's more energy and more resonance to them to help your intentions behind it.
Right. And um and here's the thing too is truly believing what you're saying or truly believing
Hmm.
what you're praying because when you have that faith, when you truly believe it, because like I say I say intentions in some prayers, but I truly believe what I'm saying and what I'm doing. So it
Hmm.
it's really
Right.
up to you. It is the
Yeah.
intention and the faith that goes in it, that
Hmm.
energy.
And then, of course, the intent you put behind it, people will notice the energetic wave that follows you as you're walking around or doing a clearing.
Hmm.
They feel that sweeping going through.
Yeah, this spirits recognize spirits will recognize energy and they recognize like who's going to hear them or who's willing to hear them, and they also recognize like who sees them, and they also recognize, hey, yeah, we're not going to go over there by that person. Hi, Di.
Hmm. And sometimes like clearing is also like a chasing game till you basically close all their doorways and only allow one for them to basically go out.
Right.
Hmm.
I remember I went to go clear this one place. It was like farmhouse, and there was a lot of spirits in there. A lot of people, I think, I kept feeling like it was during the 20s, had lived in this farmhouse, and some people had died there, and they were like all hanging out in the farmhouse, and it was time to clear them out. And I opened the big door, and they all just kind of looked at me like, "What are we doing?"
Hmm. Hmm.
Hey,
And
George.
basically they have nowhere to go but out and where they need to be.
I was like, go. Your people are waiting for you. They're just like, huh. It took them a minute to figure out, even though I had explained to them, hey, you get to leave. You get to leave the farmhouse now.
Hmm. And that's the thing with some hauntings is they just don't know they're dead. They don't know they've crossed over. They don't know that they're not of this plane anymore.
Right.
I've encountered those that are just, they don't know what's happened. They don't understand that things are different.
And so, and for those people that haven't realized that they passed over, do you find that it's harder to get them to move forward?
Sometimes, sometimes. But it's almost like when I start a conversation with the spirits, um, I usually know what's keeping them here.
Hmm.
So if you can close the door to that, it's easier to get them to cross.
Right. I had a farmer once. He was like, "Well, I don't want to go because I'll miss my truck." So I told him, I said, "Well, where you're going, your truck's brand new, dude."
And sometimes it's simple little things, or sometimes, they could just be attached to making sure that people they've left behind are okay. And until they show signs of okay, they won't let go.
Right. And that's what I tell a lot of people that have had people that have passed on, is that wherever they are, they're not in this world anymore. They are in a better place. They're in a place where they're comfortable. And so when I feel like they've passed through, if I don't feel like they've passed through, I let them know. But yeah, I think it's good because people need to know that their people that have passed on are are okay. They're doing good. They need
Right.
those assurances, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so for any of you out there that have questions for us about paranormal events that have happened in your life, anything paranormal, let us know. You can put them in the comments down here and we'll answer them for you as best as we can. We have a couple of questions here. So, Bonnie asked, are those who have crossed over still able to be with loved ones here?
Yes. Yes, because they can freely come and go. They're just not trapped here.
Okay, so Bonnie Theo says yes, they can freely come and go because they're not trapped on this plane. So yeah. All right, so Di is the cutie pie, and she says taps from ghost hunters encountered a ghost cat. Why would a cat stay? They smelled urine, felt the cat, and heard it purring. I see animals all the time on the road, and they're not like physical animals. I see them crossing the road all
Right.
the time. It screws me up. It's like, please, please,
Hmm.
stay.
Oh, I've never had cats, and I have a black cat that comes and goes around my apartment, which is weird.
Right. Well, my pets, my dog, Bear, he sometimes does a walkthrough, and then I
Hmm.
have a couple of cats that have passed, and they come in and do walkthroughs too. And so they come in and say, "Hi, okay, you're
Hmm.
doing okay, all right, good." And they
Yeah, yeah. There's no difference between an animal spirit and a person spirit. They are a soul that can travel to where they need to be. If they were very attached to their owners, yeah, they'll come in to make sure they're okay and move on. There's no difference between them coming back or a person coming back.
right. The cat may or may not know that it has passed on. Just like Theo said, it might not know that it's supposed to move on, just like humans, because they're alive, and so I'm sure that the opportunity does come and go for it. Hmm. So I'm sure that because Taps clears, they'll do clearing work. Hi, Karen. So Taps will do they'll do clearing work after the show. They just don't really show it when they're there. So they probably cleared the cat spirit out. You're welcome, sweetheart. Hi, Amy. Yeah. So remember that with your animals, get honoring them when you're putting them in the ground or you're cremating them, is letting them know that everything's okay and that they can move forward, and then they can come visit once they've gone to the other side, because they know intuitively, they know instinctually what needs to happen. Okay,
Right.
especially those of us who have pets that we totally, that are our hearts, right?
Hmm.
Hi, Daniela. So it's all energy. It's all about energy. Energy is you are energy, Theo's energy,
Right.
your pets are energy. Hmm. So just wrap them in pink blankets when they move forward, so that they know they're loved and they can move on. Yeah. So we're honoring them. Okay. So I know that you have a busy October going on, or actually a busy winter because you're going to be visiting
Hmm.
Chicago a lot. So where are you going to
Yep.
be this winter?
Let's see. On the 19th, I'm doing a seminar with Lozen at in Elmhurst. I think it's Lions, just outside Chicago, and it's my going into the light seminar with her, and we're discussing about hauntings around Chicago, including some of the Capone areas. Um, then a couple weeks after that, on the 28th, we're doing the Mystic Markets in Elmhurst, with proceeds going to the Animal Care Center. The 29th, we're doing our Reiki 3 class for those that have done 1 and 2 and want to take 3, so you can progress to the next level while doing that. Um, then a couple weeks after that, we're doing a Mystic Market in December with Lozen again. I'm going to be doing my coffee readings. I'll have a booth there. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
and then some more surprises. I'll be making a pit stop in Quincy for a little interview session there. There's a special project that I have going on there that I will announce eventually, just not right now.
That's cool.
Then
Okay,
we'll see
so
what
we've got
else.
some
We'll see what
anticipation
else.
on.
Hmm. Now, some we are opening the floor for like my going into the light seminar with Lozen, and that we're if you want to sponsor or have a sponsorship in an ad book or anything like that, send us a message. We are doing something different this year with having sponsors for the event. So
Okay,
that's some of the
cool.
news coming up.
Hey, Betsy.
And then of course we're going to be doing another Gang Girls radio session live when we're in Chicago.
Yeah, we will. We're going to be doing a Gang of Girls Radio Live when we're in Chicago, and we're going to have some other guests with us. All our maybe hopefully Rockin' Reverend Rhonda. I'm hoping to get
Hmm.
Melinda Carver there and some other people too, so that we can all be in at the same time. It'll be very fun for everyone because a lot of people have asked me. I've been traveling around this summer and I've been going to metaphysical stores and stuff, and a couple of the psychics that I've visited with, they're just like, oh, well, you're psychic. Why are why are you promoting this store? You don't work here. And I'm like, hey, I promote everybody because I don't believe in competition.
Hmm.
And so I promote all stores. So whenever I go into a store and I really like it and I really like the feeling of it and the people in it, I'll promote it only because you all live in so many different places and it may be like the store for you. And so that's why whenever I go anywhere and I'm visiting and I find these different stores that are like some of them are just so beautiful, and they just feel so awesome. So I do promote, and I will promote you too, because that's how I am. You'll see on a Gang of Girls radio page that I do promote people. I share their posts, and because we're all different people and we all need different things, right? So sometimes maybe a
Right.
reading from me isn't that great, but maybe a reading from Theo is great. Or maybe a cord cutting ceremony is what you need from Linda Carver. Or maybe you need an astrology thing from Rockin' Reverend Rhonda. So, just ask me. I do refer out to people so that way you get what you need. Because that's what we're actually here for, is to help each other and support each other.
Right. And I do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I cross-reference a lot of people, especially if I feel that somebody needs certain things or certain energy work done. I know who to send them to, and I do that. Also, if people contact me via email, please allow time because just like Ariel, we all have busy schedules and I am backlogged. So if you sent an email and and you haven't heard from me yet, give it time. And especially if you're wanting a session scheduled, I'm working through as many as I can as I can.
Right. And I would like to say this too. Please don't Facebook message me. I don't have my notifications turned on for it, and I hard if I'm on Facebook, I'll see it. If I'm not on Facebook, I won't see it.
Right.
Please email me at a gang of girls inc at gmail.com because I have notifications for that and it's just easier for me to email you back. For those of you who know my phone number, you know how to text. Hey, Janine.
Mhm.
So please make sure to do that for us because, um, we're working here for you.
Mhm.
It's our fun.
And right, and for events where you will see me and Ariel, because we will be together throughout several events, watch for my newsletter. If you don't receive my newsletter, go to my website and sign up for it. Watch my website for a calendar of events because I will be updating it soon with all the different events.
Yeah. Yeah, because Theo and I work together. It's always fun to partner up. And besides, he's my bro. So,
That's okay. You're Asian, I'm Greek. Hey, it works.
hey. I've had to explain that to a couple of people that he's my
So do I. So do I.
he's my brother from a different mother.
We're spiritual siblings.
That's
Hey,
right.
there you go.
And if you ever heard any of our conversations, you would know that we truly
Oh yeah.
are spiritual.
Yep.
All right, so let's get back to the paranormal talk.
Let's
um,
do it. Okay.
so if any of you have any questions about paranormal stuff, hey Mary, um, any paranormal questions, let us know because tonight's the night to ask those questions. The veils are thinning right now. And so, what's going to happen is you may be seeing more, you may be hearing more, you may be feeling more, because the veils do get thin and they get thin on different levels and in different ways. Just like
Hmm.
when Theo was talking about the pet thing, I often see, especially this time of year, if I'm driving around either at sunset, which is not likely, but at dawn, when the sun's going down, and even before that, I'll see animals running across the road. I'll see them like in the yards. People, I'll see, I'll see people. So
Hmm.
we want to make sure that you're not afraid. You just acknowledge the fact that you see them, especially now between like the fall equinox until probably like December. That's when you'll be feeling and seeing a lot. And so we want you to be able to acknowledge it and not be afraid of it.
Hmm. And also, it is very weird energy.
Hey,
It's
Rita.
been it's been kind of odd the last couple of weeks, and it's still getting crazier. So just know that's part of the thinning of the veils as well. Um, Also, if you do ask us questions, make sure it's one sentence so Ariel can see the comments. I cannot see what people are posting.
Right.
Um, and maybe by the end of the show, we might just open the floor to all questions, not just paranormal,
Right.
because I'm feeling the vibe to do one question
Do one
readings,
question
you know?
readings. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're gonna give it a couple of minutes, and then around 8:30 or so, we're gonna open the floor for one question readings. Remember to, as Theo said, make sure to just be very brief because when your comments come up, I can see one sentence. So if you have a question for us, make it as short as possible. That way I can read them and pass them along to Theo so you can get both of our feedback for you.
And
Okay.
type it in the comment box.
Yeah, type it in the comment box. Please don't message me and don't email me because I won't see the messages or the emails until the show is through. Okay. All right. So, has anyone else had a problem with a paranormal problem? Does anyone else want to know about being able to set up boundaries, shielding, what to do if you're in a haunted house? Let's see. Di says, I believe my godmother, Tante Imi, has visited in my dreams. Is it wishful thinking?
It's not wishful thinking. That does happen. And the reason they come in dreams is because your consciousness is pretty much asleep. So you're letting your subconscious really have free reign, and that's when they feel they can come through and communicate, because that's when they feel that you will be receptive to whatever information they have to give you.
All right. So what Theo said, for those of you on a Gang of Girls radio page, the reason why the people that have passed on, hi Amy, come to you in your dreams is because you're open in your dreams to receive those messages. So if you're looking for messages for a loved one, you could even ask them to come into your dreams so that you can receive that message or that answer that you so want and desire because you're open and ready to receive it. Just remember to journal the next day.
Mhm. But here's the
Okay?
thing, when you ask them to come into your dreams, give them time. It might not happen like that night or within a couple nights. Sometimes it takes them a lot of effort to come through and communicate. That's why some spirits can talk right away when they cross and others can't, because some of them have to build up the energy and others just innately have it.
Right. So if it's not happening right away, be patient. Okay? Allow them to get the message so that they can come back into the dream and assist you in whatever way that they need to. Yep, it happens, Di. It's pretty awesome. So, like, now this is something that I do want to relate is that when my great grandmother died, um, her name is Georgia, and she's pretty cool. She was kind of cranky, in life. But when she died, she came back. When she came back to visit, she always looked like a lady from the 1950s. She always had the high heels, the purse, the pillbox hat, the gloves, and the fancy dress on, and her lipstick because big girls wear lipstick, right? Right. That's where I got the lipstick thing from. So, she would always come to me looking like that in like her 30s, like late 30s. I think that's probably about the time that, you know, that's what she looked like when she came in. And I would always recognize her too because she smelled like toast and coffee. Because in the morning when we got up, that's the first thing she asked for was for us to get her coffee with just a little bit of milk and toast barely buttered. So that's how I recognize if my grand is coming in to like yah me.
Hmm. And it's true, certain scents like that, when you smell the fragrances and you wonder where they're coming from, that's usually an indication that they are there watching over you.
Right. So pay attention, be present, because if you smell them, whatever it is that they smell like, that's them saying, "Hey, I'm here." It's like
Hmm.
whenever I do the chakra meditation with Mother Mary, everything starts to smell like roses, and that's how we really know that it's Mother Mary
Hmm.
because that's her smell, roses. So, that's these are things, these are handy tips, handy ideas for you to think about when you're thinking about those who have passed, or maybe you're wanting to connect with spirit guides and angels.
Right. Because a lot of times, a lot of people expect them to be verbal or verbal answers, and they really are not. They could be just hidden feelings that arise at certain times around you. It could also be, like we said, the smells, the scents that are around, and it's in a flash, it's here and gone. It's something as simple as that.
Right. Oh,
Sometimes you might see butterflies, other times it's dragonflies. It's just, things that are out of season, like a flower blooming that's out of season. Little signs like that is usually them trying to get your attention.
right. When I worked at the Angel Center, there was a spirit there that smoked. And so every time that spirit did a walkthrough or hung out by us readers, we could tell that it was that spirit because holy moly, did it start to smell like, somebody had been chain smoking in there all day long.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we'd always ask him to leave because he would stink up the room.
Hmm.
Hi, Carl.
That's a similar to an experience I had at a building that I worked at too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like one particular room would always smell like smoke, even though nobody went into it. It was almost like a storage, but you knew that it was like a pipe smell.
Right. So if you're smelling things, if you're seeing things, if you're hearing things, or you're feeling things, just, be aware right then, like start paying attention so that or maybe you can connect with that being that's trying to connect with
Mhm.
you.
And then there's been a spirit, that you would hear change drop and all of a sudden see like a dime or a penny on the ground. You wonder where it's from
All
or
right.
what's going on.
Yeah.
It's little things like that, or my favorite is you'll hear a knocking and then you go to the other room and there's nothing there, or a door creaking and the door hasn't even moved.
Yeah. Or somebody running across your roof. um, okay, so Rita has a question. It says, how to tell the difference between a visit or my subconscious while dreaming.
Oh, you will know it's a visit because it would seem very surreal, like you don't want the moment to end, and you almost are like can physically touch the person.
Okay, so this is what, and I believe this too. Theo and I agree on this. Is that you won't want the dream to stop because it'll be very real, and you'll want to connect, and you'll
Hmm.
want to communicate. So that's how you'll know that the dream is a true visit.
Right, right.
Hmm. Even if it's somebody that maybe you didn't like.
And sometimes if that happens, it's because they want to clear the air of the
Hmm.
differences between them.
So,
It's almost like they have to move on to whatever the next level they need to go on the other side.
right.
It's rare that that happens, but it does happen where they have to ask for amends.
So if it is somebody that you're not very fond of, a lot of times that person is making amends. So make sure to pay attention so that you can balance the energy.
And sometimes you can, if you don't want the person coming into your dreams like that or anything, is just go ahead and make amends and just release the energy. Even though you might still have a grudge or whatever, if you release just a little bit, it gives them enough to move on.
Right. So, and we want to be able to do that. We want to balance energy, forgive people so that they can move on. So it's 8:30 right now. So for the next 15 minutes or more, we'll be taking personal questions. So if you have a question
One
that you want
question.
answers, they're one question answers, one questions. Make them short so that I can read them aloud so that Theo and I can answer for you. Um,
Type it in the box.
for we're gonna be doing it for the next 15 minutes or so. So go ahead, type your questions in, and we'll see what the answers are, right? Yeah. Okay.
Let's bring it on.
Yeah, bring it on. So I have a question for you. Like, I have I sometimes like I have these dreams about Cleopatra and Nefertari. And for the past couple weeks, I have been having dreams about Cleopatra and Nefertari. So what does
Hmm.
that mean?
um, A, it means that not necessarily that you were those people in the past life that like everybody thinks, that they were royalty or whatever in past lives. It means that you need to tap into the ancient wisdom of Egypt and the Egyptian energy because there's a lot there. But it's also saying references to there's work coming up for you that you need to sort of go back to your roots for.
Okay, got it. All right. Iris, what is your brother's name? Iris wants to know if her brother has crossed over.
Yes. But he does come back periodically. I feel he's around you a lot, but he is on the other side, and he's very much at peace. I'm not getting anything that's struggle or anything like that. He sends a lot of comfort your way for everything you've done and continue to do because he sees that it's a lot of weight on your shoulders.
Right. So be comforted. He's there, he's good, and he visits. Okay, Iris? All right. So Bonnie wants to know if there's any messages, um, if there's a specific message she should know or pay attention to.
Pay attention to when you're waking up, because I'm getting like right as you wake up, you'll get signs, or you'll get answers to questions, but it's dawning. So it's I'm seeing as you're rising up in the mornings. Pay attention to the dreams that you're waking up from, or first things you notice at the beginning of the morning, because there'll be signs for things coming up for you. But I see early hours for you is when you'll get your signs.
Okay, so Bonnie, what Theo says, and I agree with this too, is when you wake up in the morning, pay attention to how you wake up and maybe who you were communicating with in your dream, because I feel like you're going to have answers to a lot of your questions in the morning, in the dawn. Things will dawn upon you. Okay? If you need more of that answer, I'll be uploading this video. You can watch for the answer
Mhm.
again. Okay, so Lisa, her dad has crossed over. Is he around her a lot? That's what she wants to know.
Not a lot, because when somebody crosses over, they have just as much work to do on the other side for their soul to progress as we have work here that needs to be done. But I do feel he does pass around periodically.
He's coming through.
But he's not there daily because he's got other stuff to do. But I would say, yeah, he's there frequently enough.
He's there. Okay, so Theo says he's there frequently. He's not there as much as he used to be because he's got stuff to do, people to see, and places to go. So be happy. He does visit. And you're psychic, you know. Okay. So Amy's got a question about her house. When's she going to find her right house? The house that she wants. You're welcome, honey. Yeah, Amy, it's like I feel like there's some like the house that you want, or the house that's yours or something like that. There's like two or three houses that you can claim. Um, look in the neighborhoods that you desire, the ones that you
Mhm.
desire the most.
I'm seeing like midwinter, December, January is what I keep being pulled toward.
In the neighborhood.
Because with me, time is like it's like an energy wave, and it's length from my aura. So I'm getting halfway, so it's more December, January.
December, January, sweetie. In the neighborhoods in which you desire. That's for Amy. Okay, so Selena wants to know, has my dad crossed over? His name is Ron.
Yes. I'm not feeling him here, I'm feeling him there.
Yeah, I'm feeling him there too.
But he's not ready to come and communicate if that's what you're wanting. I feel there's going to be delay before you actually have your experience of him actually having a full length visit with you.
Right, yeah. I feel like he's still like getting clear. So, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so Di wants to know if her dog Jade will ever be friends with their cat Brighton when we. Oh, so okay. Jade, she already has Jade.
Hmm.
She wants to know if Jade will be friends with the new cat Brighton.
Eventually, I'm not seeing it at the beginning, and there's a little territorial energy going on before they actually break the ice and actually get along. It's going to be a little tugging, but it's basically there is controlling of territory.
Yeah. Okay, so Mary, She wants to know, is a new job for me coming anytime soon?
Not right away. I'm not feeling it right now. I'm not seeing a new job till after the beginning of the year.
Like January, February.
Yeah, yeah, it's a distance off. I'm not feeling it right now.
Right.
Don't shoot the messenger. I'm just translating. Um, yeah, it's not happening quick enough.
Right. Um, I feel like you need to you might need to like get a like a headhunter or temp service, some kind of intermediary to assist with the job, like a stepping stone job to get to the job that you want. So check
Hmm.
out headhunters or like a temp service, Mary, because you might need to go through them to get to the job.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's
because it's like if she gets a job right now, or if something comes along, it'll only be temporary till the
right.
real one comes along. But I'm talking about the real one that you're gonna be satisfied with and happy with. I'm not seeing it till next year.
Yeah, the real deal doesn't happen until January, February. So try the temp service and the headhunters, and I think from there, like that stepping stone job you get from that gets you to the real job that you totally want and desire. All right, so Alicia, yay! So she likes a small cat cottage near the bay in Sarasota. Ooh, I like Sarasota. That's fun. She wants to know, question is, does it feel right for us to make this purchase?
I'm not getting a no to that. I think it's right. There's a lot of old energy in Sarasota.
Hmm.
You have to remember Florida was my old stomping grounds. I grew up in Florida. Um, Sarasota has a lot of old energy, and I think there'll be a lot of reminiscing there.
Yeah, a lot of. I feel like if well, as far as the market goes, yes, it is good to buy it now, and yes,
Hmm.
I feel like
Hmm.
you'll really
Very,
like.
the market is the right time to look for houses right now.
Hmm. So go for it. Yeah, I think you'll really like it.
Hmm.
Um, Okay, so it's a 1925. Ooh, yeah, go for it, honey bun. You'll probably have to clear it a little bit, but yeah, it's a good space, good place.
Hmm.
All right,
Hmm.
so I gotta go up a little bit because I think I missed somebody. Okay, no, no, all right, got it. All right, so Lou wants to know if her best friend Irma White crossed over.
Yes.
Okay, rock on. Yes, she did. All right, Selena. What's holding your father-in-law here? That's the guy that passed on. I don't feel like he's being held there, held in here. I feel like he's on the other side and he's not,
Hmm.
he just hasn't come back. He hasn't visited because I feel like he's still getting clear. Okay. So,
And to explain some
you're
things,
welcome.
when we say getting clear and things like that, it's kind of like when you die and everybody talks about, oh, Judgment Day, Judgment Day. It's something similar to that. It's kind of like what I was shown as somebody crossing over is more like going off to college. You have to progress to a certain level before your soul is ready to move on, and a lot of it is reflecting on what actually transpired in your physical form.
Right.
And until you make amends with everything there is when you can come back and talk. And some souls can do it really quick, and others it takes years. And again, in spirit terms, years could be a blink of an eye to us. It's not that long of a time. So it's the whole process of clearing. It's kind of like Judgment Day. They have to reflect on everything that they accomplished, things they didn't accomplish, and why, and whether they're destined to repeat it in another time or not.
Right. And so, yeah, that's something to really consider too when your people pass on. If you don't get visitation, it's them. They're clearing their soul. They're coming to the place of reflection, and they're getting clear before they can come visit. So, and that would be the reason why um, it would take a while for visitation. Okay, so Selena says her father-in-law, he's still here. So she wants to know, oops, uh-oh, I did something. She wants to know why her friend hasn't, or her father-in-law hasn't. Oh, there it is. Her father-in-law is being held back. What's holding her father-in-law here? So, yeah, that's her question. And then Rita also has a question. What's why what's the meaning behind animals or creatures pulling my bed covers off? You need to clear
Um,
your house, girl. Clear that house. You need to clear that house. Just put some salt under your
hmm
bed.
hmm Yeah, basically, yeah, you need to clear that energy. Now, as far as the other one being held back here, it it would have to be that there's unfinished business. There's stuff that he's waiting on or has not been settled yet.
Right? Yeah, so he may need to clear up some stuff before he goes.
Or the family needs to clear up stuff before he goes, but I feel like he's almost there. That's the thing. I'm feeling he's there. So if and there's times where a person has been put in a induced coma or is in a coma where they actually will communicate as if they're on the other side.
Right.
And if they are coherent sometimes and incoherent other times, when they're incoherent, their spirit, their soul talks. So they're back and forth. I feel he's mostly there with very little here, but it's almost like unfinished business that needs to be settled here.
All right. So you heard that, Selena. Here's Rita. This is a book I wrote. It's called Haunted: A Psychic Story. There you go. It's on Amazon. That'll help you out with your creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? All right. Here it is, just in case you all want to see it.
And just so you know, I can't see the questions unless Ariel tells me. So if we skipped any or anything, it's not my fault.
I'm trying to keep up with questions and that. So what it's 8:46 now, so we're gonna close this up. But if you want to reach Theo, you can check him out at psychictheo.com. You can like his Facebook page, and we're gonna be in Chicago, so you Chicago peeps. So we hope we get to see you because it'll be very fun for us. We always have fun. If you see us doing crazy selfies, that's what we do.
We're in Chicago. Yeah.
We're in
Yeah.
Chicago.
So come out to the Mystic Market. Ariel and I will be there. She'll be at my booth with her books, and we're gonna have a grand old time, and then doing a radio show right afterwards. So yeah, come join the fun.
Yes, come and join us because it'll be great, and we'd love to hug and squeeze you.
And we're crazy. We're crazy like that.
All right, so you can check out Theo at psychictheo.com. You can go to my website, arielgrace.net. Sign up for our newsletters. Remember, for those of you who want to take Reiki 3, um, that you have to sign up for the class. We're having you prepay. We need to know the name that you want on your certificates because we're going to make your certificates before class. Okay, so we need to know that. And it's going to be held in Park Ridge, Illinois. So we'll be able to get you like addresses, connections, and all that other good stuff too through the newsletters. So next week is going to be a fun show because we're going to talk about auras. Yay! Because it's time that everybody gets to see their aura, and you'll be practicing, and it'll be very fun for you. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone have a great week, and remember to keep your hearts open and aligned with the energy of love. Good night, everyone.
Good night.